top of the evening to you. So some of my best friends are getting married this weekend, and so I had to get a fucking suit. You already know. And so this is what I have. You already know. So like, whatever. Their wedding's this Sunday, and I'm gonna give a little speech at it. And so I'm gonna practice my silly little speech wearing my silly little shenanigans because it's that motherfucking time. Yeah, I know. It's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I have to be at the wedding at 2, but I gotta save the world at 6, so you know how that goes. Just showbiz, baby. But yeah, so I need to get a tie still, I think, because I don't know if I can just rock this just like this, unless I don't know. I don't really know like the proper way to do all the shenanigans, so I'll figure it out. But I wanted to read you what I had so far because I need to practice. So, POV, this is my journal. This is journal 17. You already know. Just got some notes getting taken down. You already know. So me and my friend were talking about for Tampa so far, turning it into. We were originally talking about making it a magazine. We're like, oh, it's brilliant. Which is a cool idea, but we're two people that don't like being creative under pressure. Or under unnecessary pressure. Like, we like giving ourselves goals and we like giving ourselves like timelines, but we're very tentative on them. Like, it's more of just like, hey, let's make sure that we're like making progress, you know? And so that's what we do. And so that being said, a magazine wasn't really the best fit that we thought for it. And so we are changing directions and considering making something more of like a coffee table book and focus on like photography, art, and graphic design. And yeah, I'm super stoked because I feel like that allows us to really be intentional with what we want to put into it, and we can have different series too. And if it does really well, we can sell it in local stores here, but then also we can travel and do other like cities and locations and like spend time in each city and like make a book for each city and like, hey, we spent some time here, this was our story here, and like what we did, our places that we like to eat, story behind it, and all that jazz, y'all know. So yeah, but let me show you what I have for my speech so far. So my friend, this is a bug, sorry, yeah. So my friend really likes The Office, and half of his arms are like this arm. That's a big ass fucking bug. Half of his arm is The Office tattoos. So I wanted to, and he loves The Office, and I feel like his life is sort of like portraying The Office in a way. And so this is a very, very rough draft, but I'm doing this so I'm fine with being on the spotlight, but public speaking I wouldn't say I have the most experience with. And so I'm just practicing so I'm not nervous, or just to practice my nerves and yada yada, and just to get a feel of what I'm trying to say, you know? So I took this part from Michael Scott gives speech at Phyllis's wedding in The Office, and it goes, Webster's dictionary defines wedding as the fusing of two metals with a hot torch. Well, you know something? I think you guys are two metals. Gold medals. And it's just silly. So I hope someone, if anyone in this room gets that quote, Someone, if anyone in this room, John gets that quote because it's a quote from Michael Scott's speech at Phyllis's wedding. And if you haven't seen the wedding, just ask John to see his right arm because it's practically the Spark Notes version of the whole entire show. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Kyron. I am a dear friends with John and Ashley, which we have all had the pleasure of meeting at the Great That's Delicatessen. When I first met John 4 years ago, I wasn't the biggest fan, and I thought that his tattoos were low-key kind of silly. But over time, while working across the office from John, we have spent a lot of time with him showing me stand-up comedy and songs about ninjas and some crazy shit that was going on whatever episode of Cops that he was watching that day. Practically just distracting me from doing my job. Because he would get there at like 6 in the morning and then be done by fucking 9-10 by the time that I got there. But I can't say that I took those days for granted, but I wish I was able to go back and just slow it all down a little bit. Everything has been happening so fast these past few years that I feel like we jumped timelines. I can't believe it was almost 2 years ago that Ashley and I started getting close. Our first hangout was going to buy party supplies for when Dad's Tampa was closing. We were having like a last like party for the staff and just people over the years that Dad's held a special place in their hearts. And yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for Dad's. And so I feel like that is something to acknowledge and kind of appreciate. And thank you, Suzanne and Roger, those are the owners, for creating a restaurant like that, because it's like you don't understand, or throughout every day, like it's just, everything just happens on some random day, you know? And it's like, we were just working one day, and this is 14 years after John has been there. I'm renting, hang on. But yeah, so we both were cracking. Wait. Well, yeah. So while Ashley and I were out getting supplies, we didn't realize that Ashley's car didn't have any gas. So we stranded off. So we got stranded off of MacDill, and it was the silliest thing. We were both cracking up and trying to figure out what to do, but we weren't stressed. Just like, oopsie, what now? What now? And it was in that situation where I knew that her and I were going to be really good friends because we could just laugh at the hiccups together. Yeah, like, I mean, I've been with people in situations like that where it's just very like, but yeah. So, which is what we have been doing a lot of these past few years. Life has been crazy, but I'm so happy to have had you both around me so we can laugh at it all together. Cute, right? When writing this speech, I asked ChatGPT what were the main things that people really enjoyed from The Office. And it gave me the following: humor and wit, character dynamics, and authenticity. Which I also believe sums up all of our time together. One, which, well, right now I have after Dats, but I feel like I need to stop talking about Dats and so much. Like, that's where we met, and that's where a lot of our story started, but it's a wedding speech, so I gotta tie it in with that. So, which I also believe sums up our time together since I've known the both of you. Cute, right? So, for humor and wit, this is what I have right now, but I feel like I need to tie it in better, since like after this saying, I'll be like, and so I really sat down here and thought about it. I was like, John has all these tattoos of The Office, so what is it that he likes so much about it? And so, humor and wit, character dynamics, and authenticity. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I feel like my past few years, and the 4 years that I've known John and have worked at DATS and worked together with him, um, for the humor and wit, I can see that. Okay, I need to just read it because I am going and back and forth, and then it's not tying in with this. So, for humor and wit, The Office is known for its dry humor, wit, and often awkward comedic situations. Much like John's stupid jokes that always catch me so off guard because they're just so dumb, and they catch me off guard, and they're just always so dumb, and so I'm just always cracking up and encouraging him when it's really not that funny. It's just so just stupid ass jokes. For character dynamics, The Office was known for its diverse and eccentric characters. From Michael's awkward leadership skills to Jim and Pam's evolving relationship. It has felt, tying that in with John and Ashley, I feel like it's been such a cool experience to be able to watch the two of you blossom into the amazing couple that is here before us today. It has been such an honor witnessing the type of love that you have for one another, and I feel incredibly blessed to be standing here, speaking at your wedding today. Lastly, authenticity. Despite The Office being a comedy, the show portrays genuine moments of friendship, growth, and personal challenges, making the characters more relatable and human. Which is what the past 4 years have been for me, and the past few years for the both of you. Yeah, I can do better with that. Rough draft. If you would have told me 4 years ago that I would be speaking here at John's wedding, I would have told you to choke on a cheesy Todd, because what the fuck? It just didn't seem like something that was possible at the time, you know? I mean, this man was over here at the patio every fucking night doing you know what, and whoop, fucking you know who. So it's crazy to think that after being with the company for 14 years, John would meet the love of his life. It really just happens on one random day. And being able to see that with the two of you has really changed my perspective on love, and I appreciate you both so much. Ashley, thank you for always being you, the loving, hilarious, incredible woman that you are. Even on the days that you may feel dull, your light shines so bright to those around you, and John is incredibly lucky to call you his wife. John, thank you for always staying true to yourself, being a great role model as to what a man should be. I look up to you and respect you so much, and I love you both so much. Cheers to Ashley and John, and thanks for listening to me yap for the past few minutes. Bukatini Meatball. Namaste, I reckon. Yeah, so that's a rough draft, but now that I've like said it out loud like that, I just need to make it sound better, but I feel like it wasn't that bad, and I feel like as long as I'm chatting like this, smiling, laughing, whatever. Because I'm literally just doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. It's just in front of a crowd. And I need to get used to having a spotlight on me, because it's just something I gotta do, I guess. Have me speaking at weddings and shit. Yeah, what happens if someone needs assistance at the wedding? I'll be there. It's fucking hero time, bitch. It's fucking hero time. Yeah, I am gonna smoke this a little bit more, and actually I wanted to show you a song that I actually worked on the other night. It's very cute, and I've been listening to it for the past few days on repeat because it's just that good. It's called Bittersweet Reminder, and I need to make a fucking art piece for this, so while this is going, I'm gonna edit this, but I'm gonna see if I can find something that reminds me of this. I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna edit this out because this is the song, but I need to record this horizontally like this because I was doing it the opposite way before, so yeah, I mean. Do you like it though? You're right. gonna play it again because I just like it a lot, and I want to make this like this. That's it. Bittersweet reminder. Cute, right? I might doodle with it. No. I don't like that. Yeah, it's just gonna be that. Cute though, right? But yeah, so that's gonna be the cover art for that. So yeah, thanks for watching. I want to put this out and then I'm gonna come smoke it later and finish it so we can chat more. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to give you a little update because, like, yeah, whatever. All right, I love you. Talk to you later. I think they're pandas.
Oh, but I don't know. I don't get it.
So, POV, we're at the artist meetup. Yeah, in case you were actually wondering, the girls are out today. They are really just chilling, having a great Sunday afternoon. You already know. They know they're fucking beautiful. Look at these bitches. They are just chilling, walking towards me, not even giving a fuck that I'm right here, because they're just like, yeah, it's fucking girls' day. It's not, and we just got back from brunch, and like, hey, we're allies. Yeah, if they could talk, that's what they would say. You see them? Yeah, so this is a little awkward because so the beginning of this video, I started with me all dressed up, getting ready for my speech for the wedding, you know, nothing crazy. Then I went to the art show with my friend, and I didn't realize I haven't filmed in a minute. And by a minute, I mean a good week or so. And to catch you up, I didn't even have to give a speech at the wedding. My friend, she asked me to be in the, or she asked me to give a speech at the wedding a few months ago, and so I was under the impression that since I said yes, that I was going to, but she never brought it up after that, and then I never brought it up after that because I just didn't. I kind of wanted to just be prepared for it if I had to, and if I didn't, then I didn't. And so I did that, and I prepared a whole speech, but when it came down to it at the wedding, I didn't have to give one. But I had a great time at the wedding. It was fantastic, and I ended, so I don't know if I brought this up, but my a journal, and I ended my 17th journal writing about that wedding, and so that wedding was, or the wedding was kind of like a season finale. And so now we're in journal 18, and this journal is, one, I started it yesterday, so it started on March 2nd, and then the theme for this one, I title all my journals, or I started to recently, and the last one was I Am Dragon, which was pretty much me. It's interesting how it kind of played out. I feel like I'm writing my life as it's unfolding in front of me, but as you're reading it, you see the theme. Like I've not to say that I've already lived this, but I just feel like I'm writing down, but when I write it down, it's already I don't know, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it's cool. So, yeah, I Am Dragon, that journal, I realized I was dealing with a lot of just like an imbalance with like my masculine side and my feminine side. And I didn't realize where like that pinpointed for a while. And in my journal, I found an old journal entry from back 10 years ago, 2015. And it was pretty much just talking about, or my dad like came into my room one night, and it was like 3 a.m. And at the time I was sorry, I got a text. Dating someone. I was really happy with who I was dating. I saw a future with him, and I was so I was in a really happy relationship, and I was the happiest that I had been at that time 10 years ago. And it was 3 a.m, and my dad comes in the room, quiet. I couldn't sleep either, so I was up, and I heard him like coming into the room, just like the footsteps on the other side of the door, and comes into my room, doesn't say anything, and lays next to me, still doesn't say anything. This is probably, like, it was a little awkward, but it's also 3 a.m, we're both like half awake, I feel like, so we were just like both laying there in silence. And after a few minutes, he asked me if I was happy. And at the time I was confused because he just like came into my room randomly and was just like quiet, and it was just like weird. And the first question he asks is, "Are you happy?" And I could tell that he was trying to get, like, that wasn't his question. You know, like, I feel like it was just like a gateway question to get to where he wanted to go. And so then I was like, yeah, I'm actually really happy. I can't sleep for some reason. And then he asked if there was anything that he could do, or if there's anything that he could have done in my childhood that would have made me different to where I was now. At the time, it was 2015. And when he asked that, I was kind of confused because I like going from "Are you happy?" to "Was there anything that I could have done to raise you differently?" I kind of got the impression that he was asking or hinting at me being gay and being with a boyfriend and all that shit. And so I told him, I was like, you were gone a lot when I was a kid, but I just thought that was something that dads do because they work and they have to support their families. So I never thought anything of it. And then he was like, "No, that's not what I mean." And then he went on to say that he sees the way that I look at my boyfriend and just sees how happy that I was. And when he saw that I was happy, it made him disgusted because he just was something foreign to him at the time. And I'm sure with like that generation, just conditioning, you know. And so he was just opening up about how he was disgusted, and anytime that he saw me happy, it made him feel like he did something wrong as a dad. And also went on to tell me that he had this perfect image of a son, and I didn't compare to that. And he feels like that he doesn't have a son sometimes. We're all cool now. And also, we were cool then. I would like to say that I'm very mature, but I when people come to me and tell me about how they feel about something, I don't try and have a biased opinion, regardless if I do. Like, I really do my best to put myself in their shoes and see where they're coming from. And so when my dad was telling me all this, I wasn't even mad in the moment. I was just like, just the reality of the situation. Like, your son is the happiest that he's been, and you see that, and you feel like you did something wrong. I don't know. That generation's whack. But I realized writing about that in my last journal that, and in my last relationship, so that happened 10 years ago, and I didn't realize how much it like stuck with me because I kind of just blew it off in the moment, just because whatever. And writing about it now, I realized that, or writing about it in that journal, and in that like while just reflecting over it all, I realized that I subconsciously, just from that conversation, have held on to this idea that I am not man enough, that I'm never gonna be man enough, or my dad's not gonna see me that way. And so I kind of just have felt inadequate for a long time and not masculine, which I guess has led me to my relationships that I've had. And like, so I moved down here going on 5 years ago, and when I moved down here, I had a boyfriend at the time. But I told him, well, we moved from North Carolina, and I told him at the time, I was like, yo, if you move to Florida with me, like, I'm not dating just to date. Like, I think that's dumb. Like, if you genuinely see a future with me and you want to be with me and you want to make this work, let's do it in Florida. So we come here, do the damn thing, and it lasted a year and a half. and didn't end up working out. And in the relationship, I learned that I'm trying to figure out how to say it because I don't want to like air out his shit because it's not my business to say, but I also want to say my part. So I just couldn't meet, or he just wanted things that I couldn't provide, I guess. And some of those things were because he didn't think that I was masculine enough to fulfill whatever that was that he needed, and that shit really fucked with me for a long time, because then I went on the cycle that I just, again, I'm not like another person that is close to me just doesn't feel like I'm masculine enough for whatever fucking reason. And like writing about that and then writing about my dad, like I just started seeing this pattern of just people not seeing me as masculine and me accepting that for myself when that's not something that I fucking believe, you know? Hang on, the girls want to get inside. But yeah, so I realized in my last journal that dudes don't think that I'm masculine, or my dad didn't think that I was masculine enough for a long time, and didn't even think me as a son. So subconsciously, I seek out, or subconsciously, that's what I attracted. You know, I didn't see myself as masculine enough, and so subconsciously, I attracted a dude that didn't think that I was masculine enough either. And seeing that cycle of how I did that, and even when, like with my early journal entries, like it's crazy because my gut told me from the start that it wasn't going to work out and it wasn't going to end good. And I wrote about it so many times, saying, just trying to convince myself that it was going to work, and I knew that it wasn't. And so it's funny now because I knew all along. And it was, at the end of the day, it's my fault because I didn't trust my gut. And so I don't have any remorse towards him, and I still love him and always will. But, not in a weird way, but, like, I always care about him. And because I do and I love him, I'm not going to talk to him again because he doesn't want that. Unless he reaches out, but you know. But yeah, going into this new season and going into this new chapter, I decided that I don't give a fuck what anyone doesn't think I am and what I'm not, because I'm a cool ass fucking dude. And I don't want to say that I'm like big, macho, masculine, but I'm just in touch with my fucking masculine side than my fucking feminine side. Which I couldn't say before, because before, which is why I lost my relationship, I was very in touch with my feminine side, and I wasn't as in touch with my masculine side. But I had to go through that and realize that to accept that I haven't been doing that for a long time. And that that belief and that limiting belief led me to that moment. And now that I don't accept that as a limiting belief, I've noticed that my brain has been expanding to all the possibilities of what I can be, because I'm not limiting myself anymore to the ideas of what others think that I can and can't do, or am and am not, you know? And so, yeah. I also just want to make it, I found myself being kind of defiant, because I'm just like, you motherfuckers have been thinking that I'm not masculine all this time, but as I become a respectable man and I'll do my best to just become, like, my goal is to be a Renaissance man, like a man that can cook, a man that can build, a man that can read, a man that can protect, a man that is very knowledgeable and creates, a man that loves. And as I am becoming that and embodying that, I just see these types of men that have been telling me that I'm not masculine. Like, what? And it's just, and they'll never, I don't want to speak that against them. They can be whatever they want to be if they want to be, but I just don't ever see them being the types of men that I just see that I want to become, or I will never see them as the men, the man that I envision myself to be and to become is not in the caliber of what they can reach with their potential. If that makes sense. And so I don't give a fuck anymore, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, it's whatever. And honestly, I've noticed that the more masculine that I get, the more, I don't want to say gay, because the more masculine I get, the more I see straight dudes like compliment me or like hit on me or just hype me up, and I just am starting to realize that, I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm just gonna be a fucking man, and I'm gonna do my best to be a fucking man, and going to continue making these videos, continue documenting my journey, continuing telling you all my shenanigans, because you need to know. But yeah, speaking of, I knew you were thinking of Pieces Every Step, because I was thinking about Pieces Every Step, and we're just so in sync like that, you know? Low key, I don't remember which one we did. Okay, yeah, I do. We're gonna be in Tangerine Meditation today, and I'm gonna read it in a country accent, because I feel like it. If I offer you a freshly picked tangerine to enjoy, I think the degree to which you enjoy it will depend on your mindfulness. If you are free of worries and anxiety, you will come enjoy it more. If you are possessed by anger or fear, the tangerine may not be very real to you. One day, I offered a number of children a basket filled with tangerines. The basket was passed around, and each child took one tangerine and put it in his or her palm. We each looked at our tangerine, and the children were invited to meditate on its origins. They saw not only their tangerine, but also its mother, the tangerine tree. With some guidance, they began to visualize the blossoms in the sunshine and in the rain. Then they saw petals falling down and the tiny green fruit appear. The sunshine and the rain continued, and a tiny tangerine grew. Some knew one has picked. This is kind of yeah. Then they saw petals falling down and tiny green fruit appear. The sunshine and the rain continued, and the tiny tangerine grew. Now, someone has picked it, and the tangerine is here. After seeing this, each child was invited to peel the tangerine slowly, noticing the mist and the fragrance of the tangerine, and then bring it up to his or her mouth and have a mindful bite. In full awareness of the texture and the taste of the fruit and the juice coming out, we ate slowly like that. Each time you look at a tangerine, you can see deeply into it. You can see everything in the universe in one tangerine. When you peel it and smell it, it's wonderful. You can take your time eating a tangerine and be very happy.
And like that's what I've been saying this whole entire time. I was too busy trying to figure out how to say that shit in a country accent that I don't even really know what I just said. So I'm hoping that you really were paying attention and picked up something out of that. Because peace is every motherfucking step, you know? I don't know. But yeah. Alright, I gotta get back to work, but I love you so much. Thank you for listening to me out. I'll talk to you later.
AM, Mustang.
Hi, Mina. This is Rishi calling. It's about 3:30 Saturday afternoon. Just calling to see how you're doing, and I know this is kind of short notice, but I didn't know if you were doing anything tonight, if you had any plans. I was wondering if you wanted to go out and do something, or even if you wanted to just get some dinner maybe before you went out. I'm not sure what your plans are, but just call me and let me know, because I'd like to do something. So if you are available, then let me know. So talk to you later. Bye.
Green, yellow. What the fuck? So yes, this is the same joint from earlier. And I had a great day today. And I hope you had a great day today too. Because it's motherfucking Euro time. But yeah, so I worked on emails this morning. Nothing crazy. I've been in my... I gotta stop saying I've been in my head. I've been thinking today because it's been 3 months since I've been in this position, and it's a great opportunity and it looks great on the resume, but I haven't made a sale yet, and it's going on the 90-day mark, and so I'm just like, is this worth my time? Because there's so much other goals, personal goals that I have that I could be working towards right now, even though I may not have money coming in from them right this second. That doesn't mean that there won't be. But I mean, same with this job too, so. You know? But, yeah, so many weird synchronicities lately. My journal's been going mad crazy. But yeah, we're gonna read from the Creative Act because that's just what oh my god, that's just what we be doing around these parts. And so, surrounding the lightning bolt. An explosion of information arises in inspired moments. How can we avoid becoming fixated on those bolts of lightning? Some artists live as storm chasers, awaiting spontaneous strikes. There's some shit going down on the pond, yo. Some artists live as storm chasers, awaiting spontaneous strikes, longing for the thrill. I'd be doing that, low key. A more constructive strategy is to focus less on the lightning bolt and more on the spaces surrounding it. The space before, because lightning does not strike unless the right preconditions are met, and the space alter, because the electricity dissipates if you do not capture it and use it. When we are struck by an epiphany, our experience of what's possible has been expanded. In that instant, we are broken open. We're entered a new reality. Even when we leave that heightened state, the experience sometimes remains in us. Other times, it's fleeting. If lightning could strike, and this information is channeled through the ether to us, what follows is a great deal of practical work. While we can't command a lightning bolt's arrival, we can control the space around it. We accomplish this by preparing beforehand and honoring our obligation to it afterward. If lightning doesn't strike, Our work need not be delayed. Some storm chasers believe that inspiration precedes creation. This is not always the case. Working without lightning bolts is simply working. Like carpenters, we show up each day and do our job. Sculptors need clay, sweep the studio floor, and lock up for the night. Graphic designers sit at their workstations, select images, choose fonts, create layouts, and hit save. Artists are ultimately craftspeople. Sometimes our ideas come through bolts of lightning, other times only through effort, experiment, and craft. As we work, we may notice connections and become surprised by the wonder of what's revealed through the doing itself. In a way, these small aha moments are also bolts of lightning. Less vivid, they still illuminate our way. A lightning bolt may just be a temporary phenomenon, a momentary expression of cosmic potential. Not every inspired idea is destined to become a great work of art. Sometimes lightning arrives as we have no use for it. A moment of inspiration may excite us to begin a long exploration to discover its practical form, only to arrive at a dead end. The only way to find out is to engage wholeheartedly in the work. Without diligence, inspiration alone rarely yields work of much consequence. In some projects, inspiration can be a minimal and effort takes over. In others, inspiration can strike and the effort needed to manifest its potential can't be summoned. Making great art may not always require great effort, but without it, you'll never know. If inspiration calls, we ride the lightning until the energy is exhausted. The ride may not last long, but we are grateful for the opportunity. If inspiration does not come to lead the way, we show up anyway. And that is what I've been saying this whole entire time. What the fuck? Do what you can with what you have. Nothing more is needed. And I personally need to remember that because I find myself not recording for a week because I think of all the things that I don't have, or comparing myself to what I would do if I had these things. And I'm sure I've talked about it in this book, or it's brought it up because it rings the bell, but wasting the time and energy of thinking of what I could do with things that I don't have is just a waste of energy, because it takes away that time and energy in my head. Wasting stupid time thinking of what I could do with what I don't have, instead of thinking about what I could do with what I do have, you know? And maybe that's my biggest hiccup. And maybe that's why I haven't been able to, like, I feel like now that I've decided what I'm doing with my life and what I want to accomplish before I die, I kind of have a blueprint of that. And I'm just actively working towards that, but I don't remember where I was going with that. So, damn. I felt like it was kind of juicy what I was thinking of. The world may never know. But, yeah. You see Peanut? She's acting fucking crazy and you're fucking nuts. So what are we gonna do, you know? But yeah, I just don't want to waste time thinking about all of the things that I could be doing with what I don't have, and start changing that to what I can do with what I do have, because it allows if my thoughts were a river, it would allow those thoughts to keep going and keep flowing and to lead me in the right direction and go and be in that flow state. But if I start thinking of all these things that so when I do think about, for example, like right now, and for a while too, I have an idea of what I want. Like my higher self, I have this image, perfect image. I'm a little bit more in shape than I am now, but not like I don't want to be like I want you to tell that I work out and I just want to be hot, but I don't want to be like super muscular. Like I'm not far from where I want to be, and it's not a unrealistic goal, but it's just I'll get there by the lifestyle that I live, and so I just need to continue living a healthy lifestyle until that body manifests to here. But that being said, I want tattoos all over my body too. And anytime I think of my higher self, I think of all the tattoos that I have or like I have in the future. And one thing that has tripped me up is I know how this future higher self version of me would act, and he's this cool ass motherfucker who doesn't give a fuck about anything, and he's dope as fuck, and like everything that I aspire to be is him, and I try and embody that as much as I can, but I don't have the tattoos right now, and I feel like that I do have muscle, like I'm getting there, and I've been going to the gym, but the tattoo aspect is I don't see that on me, and so it's hard for me sometimes because I don't have that, and so I find myself in a state of lack because I just am thinking of, oh well, I don't look that way and I don't even look close to it, so I can't do anything about it, when it's stupid as fuck. And it's like I know how that version of myself would act, and so why not just act that way now, and the tattoos will come when they come, you know? And so I've been doing that, and it's been working out really well. I've been like if you've seen Wicked, my go-to, or what I've been saying is I've been channeling my inner Fiyero, because I think about the scene when he's in the library, I believe it is, or the cafeteria, and he does Dancing to Life, or Dancing Through Life or whatever, and no one in that room was safe. You know what I mean? If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. Like, gave this old lady a forehead kiss, he was dancing with dudes, not in like a weird sexual way, but like he was just dancing, and all the girls in the room had their eyes on him, all the dudes didn't matter what their sexuality was, and I want to be like that. I just think that's so I've just been channeling my inner Fiyero, and yeah, it's been going well. I've been flirting with a lot more of my tape, like interactions with like people that I don't know. I've been more confident. I've been talking more slow. Even if I don't know a specific answer to something, I don't let it trip me up or act like it's tripping me up. I'm like, I pause and I pause and I give the best answer that I can in that moment, but then I relate that, I don't know, this is a specific instance at work. I don't even know if this is completely related, but yeah, I've just been slowing down. I've been paying attention to how I talk to people, and it's been going well based on what I've been like. I feel like I am a researcher, and I tell myself that I'm a researcher, and that my journals are like my studies, and that this is I'm like a foreign alien or whatever, and so I've been treating this as like a simulation, and so when I go to dream, or when I go to sleep at night, I go back to the real world, and that is where I'll be always, even when I die, because it's not here, you know? And since then, I have a lot of lucid dreams too, and like I'm aware in my dreams. Like I go far in my dreams, and sometimes like when I come back to here, I don't know how else to explain it, but I feel far away. And such a weird, like I feel like part of me is here, but then I have an aspect of a projection of myself that's like 100 feet away. But I'd still, like, let's see. So through like a scientific standpoint, let's say I am a proton. I don't even know if this is actually accurate, but this is just what's coming to my head, so bear with me, and if you, hopefully it's right. But so, I'm a proton. Or an electron, one of those. But, in physics, or some type of fucking science, there is two electrons can be at two places at one time. And I feel like I have one electron here, and normally when I'm awake and I'm aware, both electrons are in here. And when I'm present, like, both are here. But then when I go far away in my dreams, or I feel like I astral project, I feel like I have my other electron is somewhere else. And I feel like that's the best way that I can put it. Like, I still have, like, I'm in my body, I'm me, but both electrons aren't in right now. And so sometimes, like, I get really, I don't want to say lethargic, because that's not the right word, but I just feel very far away. I don't know how to explain it besides that, but if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But yeah. I'm gonna cut this video short because this video is already is about to be long as fuck. But if you're still watching this, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to me yap, and I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, give it a like. If you didn't, because I need to know. But yeah, I am gonna finish smoking this, and have a good night, and I hope you do too. Talk to you later. Bye.